What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Wrenching Wrecked. More bodywork and more junk. So I hate doing this stuff. Absolutely hate it. I'm not being careful about masking things off before quick little spritz of primer, because I know this will come off with some thinner. And it's just quick touch-up etching primers for any of the bare metal spots, just so I can get something down before we put a filler on it. We will be doing an actual 2K on here, but I spent the morning going through and pulled the 90s off of this thing. So running boards are off, brackets are off. Running board's not the worst. There is some adhesive in between that was pretty crusty and caked on. I know I had it filming on the GoPro, but it died. So I don't know how far that got. And then the hanger mounts for them, these guys down here, I managed to get 2 of the bolts out. 2 were completely rusted and stripped. So took the grinder to those. Didn't really walk you through anything on that because it's not that fun, but we're gonna do the same thing over here. So I'll set you guys up, try and explain what I'm doing, even though I don't quite know. Just kind of taking things off. I know, let me actually start this up and turn the wheel the other way. That'll give me enough room. So it's pretty straightforward. There's just a bunch of 5/16 head self-tappers. This one doubles as a mud flap holder. Come on. Those I might actually end up putting back on. And we got a 13 mil down below, 1/2 inch or 13. Not used to any of this metric stuff. None of my stuff's usually metric, so. Ugh. Way worse on this side with the sun in my eyes. So funny, the other side, this one fought me coming out. This one goes right back in. Those will go back on, whatever I just took off there. And then the rest are just those little self-tappers, and then I think it's either 1/2 inch maybe, or 3/8 for the inside of this. But yeah, we'll just start ripping all these self-tappers out. There's none on this front board section. Should have grabbed the 3/8. I didn't. We'll get these ones out of here. Only 3, and then a bunch of glue. And all the sheet metal goes into the cab corners, which we're actually going to be taking out of here anyway. So shouldn't be too bad, and then I don't feel bad about oh man, groundwork. It'd be really cool if I had a lift and could be doing this over there, huh? Whoops. It's funny, if you follow the channel, you know I do have a lift at the other spot. But this is what we get today. Oh boy. 2 more. And these are pretty rusted out already in the bracket, so that's not really doing much. Neither is that one. So that's all the hardware on the front. And we should be pretty much good to go. Need a hammer and a chisel here. We'll start breaking these things off. So it's pretty free floating up until the one in the bed in the back, and I don't really have much room over here. It's been a long time since I worked on anything at my house. Oh no, I'm denting the cab corners. So I'm just jamming a screwdriver in there and trying to get a little saw in here to cut some of the glue as best I can. And I'll just keep going. Get these bricks out of my way. Ugh. Too old for this morning on the ground thing. Ugh. So, putting a little bit of a gap in there. Yes, this will dent your rockers if you do this. This will dent them and scratch them, but I'm replacing these anyway, so I don't really care. I'm really not sure what we're doing in terms of do I do Nerf bars or something, or just leave it without steps? I haven't decided yet. I know Nerf bars are pretty cheap. I just don't know what I want. Go. It's really just kind of, once you get a little bit of a gap on here, the glue starts separating almost instantly. Once it starts moving, it seems to come right up. Just like that. All right, so that's free. Back here, we're floating. We're free up front. Now we're just hung up on the actual glue on the bracket below, which I'll just chisel out of here. Half. Come on. Last corner. All right. There we go. Then we'll try and get this bracket off just so I don't cut myself, and then we gotta do the same thing on the rear. The rear I do feel bad about because it is a little more important because that bed's in really good shape, so I don't want to have to add a ton more body work. Back there. So there we go. That's pretty much it. A couple bracket bolts in the rear, and then a couple more sheet metal screws, and then we just keep chipping away at the glue. That's it. So I'll update you guys when it's all off. Still jamming away on the truck little by little. I don't have that much time. I got another 20 minutes or so. And I want to feel like I'm doing something, so they're cutting the lawn or power washing next door. It's kind of loud, and my mics are dead, so deal with it. But this truck had all this pinstriping, tape, glue. It's all dried up now, so it doesn't really come off, and I sanded it off on the 2 front fenders, but I had to cut through a lot to get that down to the point where the adhesive was off. So I picked up one of these little rubber wheels. I'm just using it on a regular driver drill. And I've gotten most of the truck done. I gotta do the inside of the door there and there. But this is all I'm trying to get off. So it looked like that. I can't get around the mirror yet. I didn't take that mirror off. We will. And then over here, pretty much the same thing. I got the hard line done. So got the bed left, both sides. Then I got this one off because I think I'm gonna go back to the triangle mirrors and try them. If they're terrible, we'll figure out what we're gonna do on that. I also want to try this on some of these, but we'll do a little pounding and grinding on these, smooth these out, patch that hole, get that door straightened up and proper. It's a little more work if I'm not putting these mirrors back on, but I think it's gonna look a little bit cleaner. Not positive yet on that. I might put these on. I don't mind these, but we'll see. So I'm gonna keep jamming away. I'll throw you guys up on the tripod. Might actually try this. See how that eraser does on there. It's all rubber. It goes pretty quick. It was probably half an inch longer than that, but see how this goes. Works better if you file that out first. There's a lot of foam on here, so it's trying to use too much material on that pad. I'm more concerned about the bed. Maybe I'll grab a heat gun and a plastic scraper on there. The little stuff comes off pretty good. Works better when you spin it faster, but you blow through the material much quicker too. Yeah. There's that. I don't know if I want to keep playing with that. It's not fun. This is terribly boring. Honestly, I might just grab a razor blade and try doing it that way. Got bees after me, sweat in my eyes. This is terrible. It's turning into much more of a project than I had planned on. Oh well, I promised Dottie we could paint this, so that's why we're doing it. I forgot about our co-pilot over here. What do you think of the truck, Bailey? What do you think? She's confused. New truck and Shovel's not with her, so it is what it is. Continue on my traffic journey. Don't miss this. One thing I like about winter. Midwest problems. Sitting in traffic again today. I know it is higher, but yeah. Sitting in dead stop traffic. They're doing construction everywhere. Here is the temp gauge. So it's creeping up. At first glance, you would think, oh crap, I'm getting real hot. We're in the 240, 230 range. Here's my actual one that's functioning. Still locked at 200, so I'm gonna go with the better of the two. I think the aftermarket one is much more accurate, so that'll wrap this one up while I'm sitting here.